I have something exciting to show you. It's outside. So we are renting this condo, and our landlord said we could do whatever we want with the backyard. We could plant whatever we want out here. In the past 2 years since we've been here, we haven't really done anything. But this year, we decided to clean up the backyard for the summer, and we are slowly making progress on that goal. You see how overgrown it is here? Like all these weeds? The whole yard was covered in weeds like this. It was completely overgrown. We've weeded this whole area, and Chris threw around some grass seeds and has been watering it and tending to it every day. And now, look at this. The grass is sprouting. We have some little grass sprouts. It's so exciting. That over there is the test patch he did at first to make sure that our soil was okay to grow grass. We've never grown grass before. We've never even had a backyard before as adults. So this is all new to us, and it's very exciting, and it's a lot of work. We are taking it week by week and trying not to break our backs. So we've only planted grass in this little patch right here. We still need to weed all of that area over there and plant grass seeds on that side. Eventually I want to dig out these rose bushes and push them along the fence. So yeah, that's the plan. That's what's going on back here. Also, check out this hummingbird feeder I got. They've been eating it. It was full, and now it's down here. The garden is just one of many projects I have going on in my life right now. A year ago, I quit my job, and since then I've been scrambling to try to make money on my own. These days, my primary source of income is through freelance web design gigs, but they are few and far between. I actually have gotten a few inquiries from people who found me through YouTube and who want to hire me to do their website for them, but once I share my rates with them, I don't hear back from them anymore, which makes me feel like I'm charging too much maybe. But then I see comments like this. This was a comment on one of my YouTube videos. This person went to my website and saw my rates and told me that my rates are too low. And they say that freelance should not be a race to the bottom. Like, they are a fellow designer, and so they're like an advocate for freelancers charging what they're worth. And I totally agree with that. But at the same time, I'm not even getting clients as it is. So how can I even think about raising my prices? And it's kind of funny because the majority of my income comes from the freelance web design, but that takes up a small amount of my time because I don't have that many clients. The majority of my time goes to projects that are not paying me any money because I'm building towards something that I hope will pay me in the future. So I'm kind of sowing my seeds now, hoping that they will reap big rewards in the future. Sow now, reap later is kind of the motto for this phase in my life. Spending a lot of time working on things that are not generating any income at all. One of those other big projects that is not paying me right now is YouTube. Actually, it's YouTube. My channel is not monetized. So let me show you. In order to get monetized on YouTube, you need to have two things. One is you need to have at least 1,000 subscribers, which I do. And two is you need to have at least 4,000 watch hours, which I do not. I'm not that close. As you can see, I'm almost halfway there. A lot of my time goes to making YouTube videos, and I'm not getting paid for that yet. Hopefully in the future, I will get monetized, and then I can start making a little bit of money from YouTube. So the other part that's taking up a lot of my time right now is this product that I'm building. Most of my web design clients thus far have been nonprofits. The thing is though, with nonprofits, a lot of them don't have a big budget to spend on web design, but it's so important for nonprofit organizations to have a clean, professional looking website because that's how they can build credibility for donors to come and donate to them. And that's like what drives their whole business. So my idea is to make a template, a Squarespace template that will be a lower budget option, much lower than having a custom website made for them. That way they still have like a professional, clean looking website for a much, much lower price. I've done a bunch of research on sales pages and landing pages for-profit businesses, and I'm taking that knowledge and trying to translate it to the not-for-profit space. I will definitely talk more about this as I get closer to releasing this template. This is going to be my first ever Squarespace template that I'm releasing, I want to eventually have a whole template shop. I also want to sell templates for other creative business owners. So look out for that. So yeah, there is a lot of kind of like unpaid work that I'm doing right now that I'm hoping will pay off in the future. If there was like a pie chart that showed how much of my time is spent on the different projects versus how much my income is, let's draw it out. Okay, so if I were to make a pie chart showing the percentage of time that I spend on each of the projects within my business, this is what it would look like. A small percentage would be for the freelance web design. YouTube would be a good chunk of it. This is probably like YouTube. The template that I'm making would be like a huge chunk of the time. And then the other is probably just like miscellaneous. So this is an extremely accurate representation of where the majority of my time goes. In terms of my business, this isn't my whole life. If I were to compare that with a pie chart that shows where my income comes from, this is what that would look like. All of this is freelance work. And then the other little sliver would be spoonflower. I have some of my patterns and designs available for purchase on spoonflower.com. Link is always in the description below. But the majority of my money comes from freelance web design. It's not that much, even though it's a huge part of this pie. Like I said before, I am not making that much money right now. Most of my rent and bills are paid from my savings that I have saved up before I quit my corporate job a year ago. Look at this chart compared to this chart. The amount of time that I spend on freelance web design is this tiny fraction, but it's all of this income. Well, why don't you just put more time into the freelance web design and then you would make more money from it, right? In theory, yes, but I just need the clients to come in is the thing. Eventually, ideally, in an ideal world, my income chart would look more like my time spent chart. I want to be making money from my template shop and from YouTube in the future, and maybe from other miscellaneous things as well as a smaller chunk from freelance web design. So this is what we're working towards. This, but instead of time spent, this would be my income chart. This is what we want. I feel a little embarrassed sharing this, being this real with you guys, but I just want to be completely transparent about this whole thing. In case any of you are also looking to start your own freelance journey, I just feel like it would be maybe helpful for you to see the reality of like behind the scenes of like where my income is coming from and like how much time all this takes and all that kind of stuff. So maybe that's helpful to you. Maybe it's interesting at the very least. It's June 7th and I'm still in the month of May on my cat calendar. All of the months are different cat puns on different vintage movies. So this one is Breakfast at Kittenese. Kitten? Okay. The birds, that one didn't change except for Alfred Hitchcats. Okay, that's a bit of a stretch. Catzilla, I like that one. That might be my favorite. But this month's is The Last Outlaw. I'm not even familiar with that original movie. I'm guessing it was called The Last Outlaw. My collection of cat decor is growing in this office. I have my vintage cat movie calendar, and then my friend Sarah made me this print. She does block printing. She makes stamps. Isn't it so cool? That's a stamp. She carved the stamp. I think it's so cool. And then I have this cat over here. And then of course, the famous cat clock. I am surrounded by cat decor in this office, but I don't have a cat myself. I've never owned a cat, but I would love to have one someday. I'm just not ready to commit to a pet right now. I have been feeling kind of overwhelmed with the amount of work that I've been doing. I feel like a frazzled little hummingbird flitting from project to project. And actually, in an effort to try to like be less scatterbrained, I decided to take a mindfulness class. A friend that I met through YouTube, actually Amber, has started a meditation class that she calls Become Club. This is a 7-week immersive class. She describes it as a science-based mindfulness and meditation class to silence anxiety and depression, which sounds amazing to me because I have been working on my anxiety and depression. My therapist also just recently left me. She didn't leave me, she left the office that I was going to. I think I'm in a good spot right now where I don't need to find a new therapist. I'm hoping that this mindfulness class will kind of like build on some of the concepts that I was learning in therapy and starting to put into practice. So a big part of the mindfulness course is that you have to meditate for 30 minutes a day. I've been actually meditating for about 10 minutes every morning as part of my like morning routine, and I have been struggling to just get through 10 minutes. So 30 minutes sounds like a lot. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it, but I'm gonna try. Whenever I'm spending time on an activity that is not actively contributing to my business in some way, I have like this nagging little feeling in the back of my mind that it's a waste of time and I need to get back to work. Maybe some of you fellow type A overachievers can relate to this. I don't want to feel that way anymore. I want to be able to like live more presently and enjoy the moment more and enjoy all these other activities that I do that are not related to my business. So even though I feel like really resistant to 30 minutes of meditation a day, I know that the things that we are resistant to are often the things that we need the most. So I'm going to challenge myself and try it out. I'm just getting started with the program. I'm on week 1 right now, so I'll definitely let you know how it goes. But if you're interested in doing it as well, like alongside me, Amber, who is teaching the class, has generously given me a discount code to share with you guys, $100 off. If you're at all interested in a science-based mindfulness and meditation class to silence anxiety and depression, make sure you check out that link, and maybe I'll see you in class. So I thought I could maybe start ending the vlogs with a question for you to reflect on and maybe share in the comments if you are open to that. So the question I have today is, what is something you're doing to challenge yourself this week? And if you're not challenging yourself this week, what is something that you've been resistant to that could be just the challenge you need right now in your life? Okay, so let me know in the comments if you want. And I'm so excited to read all of your responses. That's it. Okay, thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.